Hi. Trying something new or giving something another shot can take some convincing, especially if you've had a bad experience in the past. So you may not have tested Broad Match since it's been redesigned, or you may not have been testing it with smart bidding, for example. But changing minds takes work, and that's why we've asked industry leaders about how they've overcome skepticism, whether it's their own, their clients, or their stakeholders.
I've tested Broad Match years and years ago and saw actually very suboptimal results.
I was, to be quite honest, quite skeptical about Broad Match.
The thing that made me want to test Broad Match, Google sent out an email.
Broad Match is now going to take into account XYZ extra signals that it hasn't done before. This feels like there's something in this that we need to investigate further.
Over time, I saw that the development of automated bidding improved with all the different signals that you're feeding in. And then it became the question of if I trust it to manage my money, why do I not trust it as much to manage the queries that I'm showing on?
In the past, we basically tried to construct whatever match made sense on a keyword to query basis. What is generally in the ballpark? And nowadays, we use a lot of additional signals like conversion signals, location signals, time of day that will help us understand, is that really a search that is relevant for you?
We tested it with one client, and thank goodness we actually had instant results.
Instead of being skeptical about testing something new, I think it's better to test and see whether it helps the advertisers to reach the business goal.
Clients really do love the idea of innovation. Be really transparent, show them the different signals, dig into how the algorithms work. What you're prioritizing is making sure that you are evolving with the Google search ecosystem.
Talk to your agency, talk to your team, look into the data points, and then have collaborative discussion. Convince the agency or the team to test something new.
Because the point isn't to do the work this way. The point is to get to the end result. And if you can get there faster and more effectively using AI, then I think you should.
Some of my early stage conversations with our account directors, and they've been very surprised when I say we should really give Broad Match a try. But it was then interesting to see when we'd run the test, those same team members would come back to me and be like, big fans of Broad Match now, we absolutely love it.
We know a lot about our customers, but we don't know everything. We love to say that we're so data-driven. Then be really data-driven and don't be assumption-driven.
So as we've heard, overcoming skepticism can be tricky. Perhaps the biggest mindset shift is how you interact with your account day to day. So it used to be about tinkering, and now it's about having a holistic understanding about how the system works, how to feed it value information, and then giving it the space to learn. And that way, you can step back and have a broader look at your impact on the business. So tactically, here's what that looks like. There are more opportunities to tell the system what's important to your business. You can feed it data, such as conversion values, first-party data, or offline conversions. And if you don't have that data, now's a great time to be having those conversations. Mindset shifts aren't easy, but hopefully this gives you some ideas of where to get started. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me.